In this video we're going to complete example 3. This time we're going to calculate the following questions by following the order of operations. In case you've forgotten what that is, basically I use the acronym BIDMAS, and the B stands for brackets, we won't worry about the I. The D stands for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, and S for subtraction. Remembering that division and multiplication are equal to each other, and similarly addition and subtraction are also equal to each other. So the first thing you always want to do is solve anything that's inside of brackets. Now when you look at question A, there is something inside of brackets, and this does throw people because they think I need to do brackets first, but not for this particular one. There is only a single fraction in the brackets, so you don't really need to do anything with that. It's more for question B where you've got two fractions inside of the brackets. You'll notice that our question has subtraction and it also has multiplication. And if we follow the order of operations, we're going to do the multiplication first. Now to help you see what I'm doing, I've created a red rectangle like so. Whatever is inside the red rectangle is what I'm going to calculate first. Now I can actually extend the red rectangle here if I choose to, and make this so it says -3/4 times -2/5, or I can put it back to where it was and then it's just +3/4 times -2/5. It doesn't matter which way I do it. In fact, I'm going to show you both ways and show you that both of these work. I'll start by calculating -3/4 times -2/5 here. What do I get when I do that? Well, if we multiply the numerators, 3 times 2, we get 6. And if we multiply the denominators, 4 times 5, we get 20. And since we had two negatives, it means that our solution is positive. And in this particular example, I am actually going to put my plus next to my fraction 6/20. The reason I'm doing this is when I carry down my fraction 1/5, I need an operation to perform between the two fractions. So it's going to be 1/5 plus 6/20. Now to work this out, I need to change my first fraction so that it's got the same denominator as the second fraction. I'm going to do that by multiplying this first fraction by 4, like so. That gives me 4/20 plus 6/20, which will equal 10/20, which simplifies to 1/2. Now what would have happened if I had moved the rectangle a little bit this way and treated it so that this time it was 3/4, or +3/4, times -2/5? What would have happened in this instance? Well, if I multiply the numerators, I'm going to get 3 times 2, which is 6. I'll do this over on the right side. And the denominators, 4 times 5, gives me 20, which is what I had before. The difference being that this time I've got a negative fraction and a positive fraction, meaning that I'm going to have -6/20. Now if we look at what's going to carry down this time we're carrying down the fraction 1/5 as well as the subtraction symbol. It's going to come all the way down over here. So I'm going to have 1/5 minus -6/20. And you might remember that when you have two minus signs next to each other like that, it becomes a plus. It becomes 1/5 plus 6/20, which is exactly the same as what we had over here on the left, 1/5 plus 6/20. So this is going to end up being 1/2 as well. We're going to get the same solution. Alright, we'll move now on to question B. This time we want to focus on the brackets first. So we'll take our red rectangle and put it around the brackets so that we know that we're doing this first. Now in order to go 2/3 minus 5/6, I need to change it so that the denominators are the same. What I'll do is I'll multiply this fraction by 2. What's that going to give me? Well, 2 times 2 is 4 and 3 times 2 is 6, giving me 4 over 6 minus 5 over 6, which is going to be a lot easier to work out now the denominators are the same. Now I need to carry down everything. I need to carry down my brackets. I need to carry down the divide by 5 over 6 as well as the half with the subtraction symbol. And I need to move my red rectangle down to show you what I'm focusing on. I'm still focusing on what's inside the brackets, but it's a bit easier now. I can actually work out what's inside the brackets. The denominator is going to stay the same. It's going to stay as 6, and when I look at the numerators, 4 minus 5 gives me negative 1. So I've now got a single fraction. I'm going to put it in brackets just because it's a negative fraction, and I'm going to carry down all the parts that I didn't use, all the parts outside the red rectangle, like so. Alright, what am I going to focus on now? I've got two operations happening. I've got a subtraction operation and a division operation. So we're going to do division now. I'll bring the red rectangle so you can see what we're doing here. We have negative 1 over 6 divided by 5 over 6. So what I think I'll do is I'll flip the second fraction and make it multiplication. I'm going to flip it and make it 6 over 5. The first fraction stays the same, and I'll leave it in brackets. We also need to carry down anything that we didn't use yet. I need some room here. Right, once again I'm going to move the red rectangle down so you can see what I'm focusing on. I'm multiplying now. Multiplication is nice and easy to do. I can also see that I have a 6 above and a 6 below, so I'm going to cancel those just to make my life a little easier. And when I multiply these, I'm just going to get negative 1 at the top and 5 at the bottom. I'm going to put this in brackets because it's a negative fraction, and I'm going to carry across everything that I didn't use, everything outside the red rectangle, which is the half and the subtraction symbol. I'm going to put over here on the left. Okay, now I'm actually subtracting a negative number, which is good because I can change it into addition. I can say this is half plus 1 over 5. And now all I need to do is just make the denominators the same. I'm going to multiply the first fraction by 5, and I'm going to multiply the second fraction by 2. What's this going to give me? Well, for the first fraction, 1 times 5 is 5, and 2 times 5 is 10. And for the second fraction, 1 times 2 is 2, and 5 times 2 is 10. This is now really easy to add up. The denominators are the same, they're 10, and 5 plus 2 gives us 7. That concludes example 3. Remember to read the description below for links to workbooklets that relate to this video.